For this example, we are going to actually look at setting up a schedule of discount amortization on bonds using a straight line method. Here I have put in the information that is applicable to this problem. Devon Harris Company sells 10% bonds having a maturity value of $2 million for $1,855,816. These bonds are dated January 1st, 2017, and they mature on January 1st, 2022. The interest is payable annually on January 1st. So the first thing you do when you're looking at this is that you need to determine how much your amortization is, right? What are we going to have to take care of? What is the discount? So what I would do is I would put face value, and that is $2 million. Then we had proceeds, right? They sold face value of $2 million for proceeds of $1,855,816. So this means that they sold at discount because we received less than we will pay out. So the discount itself is a total of $144,184. Now, when they tell us straight line, that means the same amount in every period is going to be recognized. These bonds are dated January 1st, 2017. They mature January 1st, 2022. So there's a couple of ways you can do that, but basically you know that that is a 5-year bond, right? So we take our total, we divide that by 5, and it gives us $28,836.80. This is the amount that we will be amortizing every year. So a basic schedule of bond amortization. Let's just give us a couple of header lines here. So we've got the schedule of discount amortization, and you would do this at the point that you actually issued the bonds. That way you would know what everything was going to be at any given point in time. So we have the year it's applicable. We have the cash that's going to be paid. We have our interest. We have our discount amortized. Oh, look at that. Let's open that up just a little bit here more. And that is going to give us the carrying amount of the bonds, Just open that puppy down a little bit more, I guess. So our next consideration is, for all of this, is how much are we going to actually be paying out when we make our bond interest payments. So this bond is 10% on $2 million. So that is So let's say interest payments. This is what we'll actually be leaving at every regular period. Is $200,000. This is a contractual obligation for us to pay. This will not change. We will always pay $2 million or $200,000. Wow. So we have 1/1/2017. This is when everything was issued. Our payment will be on 1/1/2018 or be accrued as of 12/31/2017. So we have the 12/31/2017. We have 12/31/2018, 12/31/2019. Whoops. 12/31/2020, 12/31/2021. And these actually mature on January 1st, 2022. So I don't have a 22. So my cash is my cash is my cash. This is defined in my bond contract. I will always pay out $200,000, being 10% of the face value or the maturity value of the bonds. Our interest expense on this is going to depend on how much we pay out and how much we have amortized. Because this is straight line amortization, it means it will also always be the same. We are not running on the carrying amount. So here we go. We started out with 1855,816, right? If we are paying out $200,000 and we are amortizing $28,000, then we are going to have $228,836.80 every single time for our interest expense. Because when we sell bonds at discount, we have in essence prepaid that interest by not collecting it at the point of sale. So we will calculate what the carrying amount of the bonds will be. That is going to be the current carrying amount of the bonds. And then we add how much discount amortization goes into effect every period. Now, if we carry this all the way through, on 12/31/2021, the full $2 million has been realized. That is because on January 1st, 2022, we are going to actually pay that face value out. So this is kind of the cut and dried straight line method for the schedule of discount amortization. Relatively easy because your cash paid's always the same. And your discount amortization is always the same, so your interest expense will always be the same. In another video, I will do the effective interest method using this exact same problem. So I will actually carry this through. Instead of doing it in another video, we'll leave it here. So, we kind of have that same basic format, right? So rather than format myself a whole new one of these, I'm going to copy all of this. Actually, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this page, move it to the end. So sheet 1 is going to be straight line, and this is going to be effective. Then thankfully, because we are looking at the same information that we did in 14.6 on Devin Harris, we then don't have to set everything up again. So we need to set up a schedule of interest expense and discount amortization under the effective interest rate method. So to determine the effective interest rate, you basically have to do this through trial and error using table 6.2 for the discounted value of the principal of $1,134,860 and 6.4 for the discounted value of the interests of $720,956. The proceeds of those two equal $1,855,816. You can also use a financial calculator to calculate this, but it gives us an effective interest or yield rate of 12%. So we're just going to come right here and we're going to put coupon rate. Coupon rate's 10%. Then we have effective rate is 12%. And let's our cash is always going to be the same, right? Our interest rate will not. That's going to change under effective, as will our discount amortization. Our carrying value is the same. That's the proceeds that we received. So we start off with the same thing. We're going to change this to effective interest. If I could type method for 12%. So the first thing we do is we have to go ahead and calculate and set up the calculations of the carrying value of the bonds multiplied by the effective interest rate. Now that effective interest rate is not going to change over the course of the life of the bonds. Not in percentage, but in amount it will. And I'll pull that puppy down. So the amount of discount that gets amortized is going to be the difference between the interest expense and the cash paid. Now you'll notice that it does have a little bit of a rounding issue here. This tends to happen with an effective interest rate method. So our rounding difference is actually $12.42. So we take that and fix that in the final year. Once you have this set up and you understand how it works, it's really great. So how it works is we have book value, which is also carrying value, every period. Now, we need to determine how much interest to recognize. That is going to be multiplied by, so interest expense equals book value multiplied by open that a hair more, the effective rate. So then to determine discount amortization, and these are per year, and this is per year. The discount amortization is the, I'm sorry, forgive me, is the interest that we just calculated. So our interest expense less amount paid to bondholders. So your new book value is going to equal your old book value, or yeah, we'll say the old book value, plus discount amortization. And then you just follow this again. So then now it's interest expense equals book value. So that's your new book value times 12%, which gives us our interest expense. We remove that from the amount of cash paid out to the bondholders to tell us $25,000 is our amortization. We add that to the old book value and it gives us a new starting book value. And then we just continue that process on and on as it goes. As I said, you cannot always count on having Excel handy. So you need to understand how to hand calculate these just in the event that you are called upon to do it longhand.